getting really frustrated because it took me ages to get my microphone finally working, and it better be working now, otherwise I'm going to get really annoyed. Anyway, I'm here to talk about the Injustice game. I'm going to be posting a video of me playing the game for a little bit as well, but this is what I'm mainly focusing on as a review by audio. Anyway, what I want to do is I want to talk about the game mechanics, the game play, the story, and everything, and give you a proper review of my first day. Since it's out in the UK and Ireland today, I received my copy yesterday and had a good long day gameplay of it. So I've been playing it pretty much from 12 yesterday to 2 in the morning last night. So I've been playing it quite a bit. But, we all need our days to indulge. It keeps us, alive, sort of, and I do enjoy my games. And it's been a while since I've been able to really play properly. I've been playing Borderlands on and off, but it's been like a light switch, an hour here, an hour there, and when you're a gamer, you need longer than that, so you do. But anyway, let me talk about Injustice. Start off, I got the game arrived yesterday for myself. I got the Red Sun Collector's one with the extra skins, which was pretty cool. But what I really want to talk about is the gameplay and everything, so I'm going to get right to it. First off, I started off by playing yesterday as Superman. I'm not the biggest Superman fan, but I have to admit lately I've become a bit of a fanboy when it comes to Superman, and it's quite surprising because I used to be very against him, thought he was very unrelatable and just overpowering and overbearing, and I don't know. But lately I've been getting a bit more into him. I do like Warner Brothers' animated version of him and everything, and Warner Brothers do a great job of portraying them in the media, especially Batman, who's probably one of my all-time favourites. But anyway, I started playing as Superman in what they call Battle Classic mode, which is pretty much like Mortal Kombat 9's ladder. You'll hear a lot of references to Mortal Kombat 9 because there is a lot of similarities. But anyway, so I started playing, and I noticed straight away that if you are a Mortal Kombat player of Mortal Kombat 9, you will notice that there is some similarities to the gameplay. There's also some differences, like for example the Xbox. I'm going to be doing this all on Xbox version, by the way, because I don't have a PlayStation 3, but the B button would be a power move where you do different powers, like Superman, that would make him stronger and also take damage better for a few seconds. Wonder Woman, she gets out a sword and shield. Batman, he's got like these razor bats flying around him, which can be used as a shield or it can be used as a projectile. So everyone has their own little bits and tidbits there for their powers, which is pretty good. So it makes a character unique, and gives them maybe a bit of an edge over someone else if you get to play him properly and get a strategy building with him. And that's what the best thing about this game is. Just like Mortal Kombat, it is very strategic when it comes to the fighting. I always found that Street Fighter games were more about for button mashers. Than anything, and a button masher could beat someone who's technical in Street Fighter. I'm sure a lot of people probably disagree with that, but I think that is the way it is for myself. But everyone has their own opinions. That's mine. Cry, bitch about it all you want. I don't really care. So the gameplay it has your main attack buttons are Y, X, and A, which pretty much are your punches and your kicks, and also maybe even sword attacks and everything else. Then you got your special powers, which are like for example down forward punch, or down back forward punch, stuff like that. Typical Hadouken type moves, and they do actually work really well, and they makes it easier for first time players. Also, it's handy as well to make a strategy of it, because the powers can give you can give the other player a bit of an opening, because it may take you a little while to do a certain move or something like that. So it's like it helps you, but it also helps the other player. So there's a lot of strategic elements in there for you having to know when to do your moves and everything. And then there's also your superpower moves, which are they're basically the big massive epic finishers, which they do in the game. You can do this at any time. It's a lot like the X-ray mode that's in in Mortal Kombat 9. This is pretty much their version of finishers, because you're not going to get them doing stuff worse than that, and it's a comic book thing and everything, and I know everyone wants to see a Mortal Kombat, just like we Mortal Kombat vs DC. They're all disappointed there was no finishers, but this is not a Mortal Kombat game. This is not a Mortal Kombat game, so that should not come into it. And plus, if you're wondering, it's far better than Mortal Kombat versus DC. Mortal Kombat versus DC to me is a blueprint for what Mortal Kombat 9 became, which to me is a good thing, because if it wasn't for Mortal Kombat versus DC, Mortal Kombat 9 may have been crap, but it's actually amazing. And that's I think most people would agree with me in that Mortal Kombat 9 was a fantastic and welcome new game to the genre, and it really brought back, I think, a lot of the old school favourite players from Mortal Kombat 2 and such. But I'm not here to talk about Mortal Kombat, I'm here to talk about Injustice. So anyway, so you have your different moves, and then there's also, in between the game, you can actually have this part that's called a wager. The wager is basically where both have a power gauge, and the power gauge goes up in 3 bars. Now you could wager all the 3 bars or just one of the bars, whatever you want to wager. But the best way to do it, it took me a while to actually figure out what this wager does. But anyway, after about 2 or 3 times, I kind of took the hint. So basically, you both have wager bars. The person with the most power in their wager bar, and if they use the most power, like for example, see if you have 3 bars and the other person has 2. If you use all 3 bars, you're going to win that wager no matter what. So you'll take how much damage off them, but it takes away all of your power bar. So there is a sacrifice. This happens sometimes when you're midway through your battles with whoever it could be. But anyway, it's actually a pretty nice wee element too, especially some of them who speak to each other, who, like for example, if Batman and Superman talk, they may refer to each other like Clark and Bruce and stuff like that. So there's a bit of interaction there. Not every character interacts like that, but some do, which is pretty cool. When it comes to the actual gameplay mechanics, as I said, it's technical, but it's fun, and it's easy to get to grips with certain characters. If you're a first-time player in this game, suggest going for Batman and Superman, even Green Arrow and Aquaman. Them 2 characters, I think, would be another 2 essentials to even try out as beginners, because their moves are actually quite easy to pull off. You do get used to them very easily. I'm not a big fan of Aquaman, but I have to admit his moves and everything in the game are very good. Plus his super move is pretty cool. They're very epic, the different super moves that happen. Yes, it can get a bit repetitive after a while. Some people may say certain phrases or something during it, and it may be you may be sick of just hearing that all the time. Just like whenever you beat someone in the game, like every time you beat someone, you'll hear them say a phrase. If you're going up the ladder matches, you'll get sick of hearing that. You'll get really sick, like Joker saying, you're fired. And I'm trying to keep this spoiler free, by the way, as much as possible, at least, especially when it comes to the story, because the story is fantastic. Let's actually get to the gameplay modes now. The gameplay modes in the game, there's actually quite a few. Again, taken from Mortal Kombat 9. For example, you have your story mode, which is just like the Mortal Kombat 9 story mode, which is fantastic and a welcome comeback, especially for people who play in solitude. Not everyone plays fighting games. Who enjoys fighting games also play 2-player all the time. There's a lot of people out there who play 1-player, me being one of them. Yeah, I do want to get online to play this game as well, I have to admit. 2, you've got your battle mode, which has all different kind of modes in it. You've got your classic mode, which is just like the ladder, as I said. You have villains only, which basically if you want to be a hero and go up against just villains in the game and have a ladder that way, or you have heroes only if you want to be a villain and go up just against the heroes. They make it more sense if you're a big comic book buff and you don't think it's right if like Wonder Woman and Batman fight or something like that. You have that option. It's pretty cool. You also have survivor mode, injured mode, poisoned mode, all these different kind of modes, and there's so many stuff to unlock. I don't even have the modes in battle mode. That alone is impressive. Now, I know that they're all just things like, like when you put the code into Mortal Kombat 9, yes, you'll hear this a lot. You'll hear the Mortal Kombat 9 thing a lot. I'm sorry. But whenever you put the code into Mortal Kombat 9, you start off with half damage and give your character poison or whatever else. It's sort of the same, but easier. The choice is there for you instead of having to put in a bloody code. Star Labs. The Star Labs missions are just, again, like the Mortal Kombat's Challenge Tower. So they're basically mini games where you play as characters or do different things with the characters to progress and get more stars and get more unlocks. The game as well also features an XP system which allows you to level up. The leveling up unlocks access cards and things like that, which you take to the extras menu to unlock costumes, unlock concept art, music, or bonus XP for your characters whenever you're playing certain rounds and things. So, yes, you have all those elements there as well. So, there's plenty of extra features. There's plenty of costumes in the game. I am disappointed that you have to own an iPhone or an iPad device to unlock certain costumes. Like, one of the ones I really wanted was the Nightfall Bane costume, because it's proper Bane and him being one of my favourite villains. I was really annoyed about that. Plus you got Arkham's Harley or Batman Beyond, another one of my favourite costumes. So you got all these different costumes. You can't even touch them because of that. But I know what Netherealm's going to do. They're going to bring them out later on for DLC, which I know I will happily buy, because I'm not tight when it comes to buying Microsoft points, but I do enjoy extra costumes for my characters, and it does give you costumes to unlock in the game itself as well. So it's giving you extra if you haven't purchase them. You don't have to purchase them. I know people cry saying you have to purchase, different character colors and skins and things like that. Hell, they could even bring them out with patches like they did with Mortal Kombat 9. If you remember, in Mortal Kombat 9, they brought out patches along with costumes for Sub-Zero, for Cyrax and Sector, and different characters like that. Yes, I know some of the costumes you had to buy, but they give you a good few costumes as well, which you didn't have to buy as well, like Smokes and Noob Saibot's old Mortal Kombat 2 costumes, for example. So they might do that as well, which I thought that is that is fan loyalty right there, to give your fans a patch, but also give them a bit of something extra, by giving them some costumes as well. I'm hoping that's what they do, because it would be nice of them, and I'm sure that all the fans of the game will appreciate it. So, going out from the game mode, let's talk about the story. I'm not going to give any spoilers away about the story, but I will say that if you are a fan of the DC animated movies, like Justice League movies and stuff, you will feel right at home. This is like an interactive film in a way. It's just like the Mortal Kombat and the movie game story mode. Sorry, it's like a movie as well. A really great complex story, and the story in this game is fantastic. The comedy in it, and it's dark. It's really dark. People die, and how some of them die as well. One of them in particular, I thought, whoa, holy crap! It's really, really well done. There are some twists and turns in there as well, and what to do with some of the characters in it as well is very well done. There's some surprises when it comes to it. So yeah, that's fantastic. Let's talk about the environments. The environments now, there's been some people complaining about the amount of destruction that you can do in the environments and that goes on in the environments, but I really don't see what they're complaining about. And plus, they have the option to turn it off. It is, an option in the game to turn it off. But I think it's fantastic. Like, for example, one of the levels, during every single level, everything around you just gets destroyed. Like you have to remember, a superhero in a city, two superheroes in a city fighting. It is like a bull in a china shop. It's going to happen. Super powered beings in a city fighting. Everything everywhere is just going to go insane. Everything's just going to get broken, busted up, demolished, you name it. So it's understandable. Plus, you can use the environment to get your edge up by getting robots and throwing them at your enemies, knocking your enemy into the back screen. There's also other ones where you can knock your enemy from one environment to another with this really cool cutscene of them getting damaged along the way, hitting off different things, different things hitting off them. It's really cool and dramatic. Some people think it's over the top, but it's like, geez, it's a comic book franchise. Over the top is allowed. Plus, it's a fighting game. Just stop. If you want to get literal about it, it's just stupid. There's no point putting logic into games. Never mind games like this. It's like your games are for escapism. Stop being bitchy and nitpicking. It's stupid. It's just pointless. Anyway, but if you want to say something about that, whatever, just comment below. Um, but anyway, moving on. Right, as I said, the game's story it is fantastic. It's the high point of the game. I did finish it within the day, but to be honest, I was playing that for a lot of hours yesterday. You're talking about the guts of about 10 hours. I was playing that game yesterday. I beat battle mode 4 times. Battle mode doesn't take that long, maybe half an hour each go. It starts off actually quite easy as well in battle mode, I must admit, which is handy for newcomers of the games, so they can get used to the controls. So you do get a breather to get a chance to get a handle yourself. But see, by the time you get to the 6th battle in the game or 7th battle, get ready to have your teeth knocked in and get a challenge out of it. It can get a bit frustrating, but every fighting game can get frustrating. But I will say this: unlike Shao Kahn or that bad guy that's at the end of Street Fighter 4, I can't remember his name. But you know who I'm talking about. He's not cheap. The last boss in this game is not cheap. Which I'm really glad to say. And I have to admit, it's quite enjoyable. The bad points of the game is the repeated voiceovers and stuff, and the superpowers can get a wee bit repetitive after a while, but they're still enjoyable to watch and they're still very epic. I really enjoy Superman's, for example. I think is really cool. Aquaman's is really cool. Batman's obviously very, very cool. So there's a lot of good, really, really cool aspects. I still haven't seen all of them, but any I have seen, I really enjoyed, and I really want to see the rest. Whenever it comes to those DC I'm not really, so to be honest, the way I look at it is, if you are a Marvel buff and you hate DC, or you're a Street Fighter fan and not a fan of Mortal Kombat, you may not like this game. I suggest to try it out. I suggest to give it a go. Sample different fruits that you've never tasted before. Basically, don't let your biased opinions put you away from such a great game. It's really unfair. You should really always give it a go. I know a lot of people are very biased against things out there. I cannot turn around and tell you that I'm not one of these people. I can be quite biased against certain things, but I try not to be. I try to try something or test something before I go, no, I don't like it. Hell, I hate and despise Twilight, but at least I tried to watch the first movie. I did try to watch the first movie, and holy crap, try is the ultimate word there. I've never been so bored watching a movie in my life, and I can't stand it. I really can't, and I refuse to watch the rest. Not only for them being boring, but are two-dimensional, especially like the characters and the acting. Mainly because, my god, it destroys what vampires are to me, and werewolves, by the way, big time, and that's a big, big thing with me. I love werewolves. But now I'm talking about fucking Twilight. What? But anyway, yeah. So biased opinions. It's up to you what you want to do. If you want to be biased, that's your decision. But I really suggest, if you have Xbox Live or PlayStation Network, download the demo, try it out. It's not as impressive as the full game, I must admit, because you only have a limited choice of free people, but at least it gives you a small ladder of you to go up against different people, especially when you're going up against, like, it has a final boss and such as for it as well. So they did put a wee bit of effort in there for you, so try it out. I bought the season pass for this game, and I'm really glad because Lobo has been announced, and Lobo is awesome. I think he is fucking amazing, and I cannot wait to try him out. I also have a video, as I said, I don't think I mentioned before, I also have a video up here I'm going to put up here shortly as well of me playing the game. Sorry about the glare. I just was daytime and fucking sun come from the window and everything, and I couldn't close the blinds because it was actually the window ledge that was holding the camera up. Yeah, I know, shitty setup, but that's why I don't do video reviews. That's why I do audio reviews. I don't have a good setup. It's nothing to do with how I look or being vain or crap like that. I just don't give a shit. But the thing is just setup is shit. My camera is shit. My camera's practically a digital camera, and that's it. And it's not even that good. I use it mainly for my bead sprites. I'm really ranting off here, sorry about that. But anyway, my final verdict on this game is definitely a solid 9 out of 10. Well worth getting. I mean, seriously, if you're a fan of the Mortal Kombat series, or even a DC comic fan, or just a comic fan at all, get this game. If you're a fan of the animated series of Justice League or Batman, get this game. Hell, if you're a gamer, get this game. It's well worth the money. I wish I got the collector's edition. I didn't know Amazon was selling it. I was looking everywhere for it. I will purchase through my ass to get the collector's edition because I am such a collector's edition hoarder. But seriously, my final verdict, 9 out of 10. A solid game, solid fighting mechanics, solid gameplay. The gameplay is about as fast, if not faster, than Mortal Kombat 9. And yes, I'm sorry for talking about Mortal Kombat 9 a lot, but it is very, very easily to compare with because they've taken everything that's good about Mortal Kombat 9 and put it into this. The way I look at it is that's a good thing to do because if it's not broken, don't fix it. That's my motto. And what I said is I hope that they keep this up. I hope that they do more Mortal Kombats. I'm sure they will, and I'm looking forward to the Mortal Kombat second series of Legacy because the first one was fantastic. I'm sure you'll check that out, and I hope that this is the first of many DC games to come. If they make another Mortal Kombat versus DC to make up for the last pile of crap they brought out, that's fair enough. I think that the way they have it going now, I would actually welcome it. But I'm hoping that they stay away from that and just keep it as DC games and Mortal Kombat games. Capcom have Marvel, Warner Bros. Have, DC. That's the way I look at it, and that's the way so they have a nice happy family. Let's keep it that way. So I think I've covered everything I need to cover here, and then a bit more than I should, because I went off on a rant. But I hope that this helps you in your decision to purchase the game. If anyone, keep an eye out for Angry Joe's video on it, because I know he'll have a lot to say on it, and he is a very accurate person to watch if you really want to know to buy a game or not. But since I live in the UK, the game's out today, and if you're skeptical about the buying it, you don't have to be skeptical anymore. Just go out and spend your money, because it is worth it. Okay, this is the 8-Bit Nut there saying goodbye, and hope you enjoyed the review.